everyone. Thank you all so much for being here today. This is officially our last episode of our partner series for 2025. We are doing a retrospective and unpacking the lessons that we have learned. Ian and Matt have a very cool session for today. They are basing it off of Spotify's Wrapped. So it's going to be an Xian X ecosystem AI Wrapped, and they're going to be sharing their lessons, insights, and everything. I know it was a really exciting year for everyone, so I'm really looking forward to hearing. Thank you so much, Matt and Anene.
Thank you, Maddie. We appreciate it. Welcome everyone to the AI Wrapped for 2025. Yes, there will be a playlist released after this. Yes, it is full of songs that you can also contribute to. My name is Anene. I am part of the Idian team. Today, I get to interview a man who's probably had more Teams calls this year than he's had actual meals. And that is, of course, our CEO, Matt. Thank you for joining us. This, of course, is a very special situation because ecosystem and Spotify were developed together at the Stanford Research Labs. We're hoping we can do it justice. Over to you, Matt.
Thanks. I think it's a lot of fun. Obviously a different session than our usual. I'm getting to do more of the talking. I always bring on somebody far smarter than me to do the talking, but you guys are stuck with me. So stick around. I'll try to be entertaining. I'm not going to be smart. We're not going to be very focused on all the different talks and things that we did on the ecosystem platform this year. It was a great year. We wanted to really focus on the actual year around how South Africa is taking on AI and how we saw it as a business that are really close to us. In sticking with a theme, for every topic or every question that Anene's got for me, I have got a dedication song to stick to the topic with.
Exactly. Today we're going to be unpacking our top hits for the year. The client wins, the surprises, the restructures, the many POCs, and of course the lessons that we have. I think as a starting point, Matt, if this year had a genre, what would it be and why?
Yeah, so you already said it's not pop as in popular music, it's POC as in proof of concept. It's the year of the POC. We're not a massive business. We have 3 POCs approved and on the go with 3 of the large bands. We have 3 POCs for 3 of the large insurers that are kicking off next year, and we've got 2 POCs on the go currently. One of our banking clients has so much POC budget that if you're into selling POCs, you should go there. They are throwing loads of money at POCs. Why we're not overly keen on it is that when you hear stories about clients doing POCs and they've got phenomenal results and return on investments, but then still not productionizing the work, and for us, we're not in business for that. We're in business to show value. We believe that AI should be in production, should be talking to clients, should be ingesting real data to be able to show that value. So what we're trying to do is move clients beyond the concept of POC to rather, let's talk about try and buy. Let's actually build something that's production ready, that when we prove it works, and it will, we can carry on building and scale it out so you can actually get real value out of it. I did hear quite a frustrating story, and I shouldn't be that frustrated. It wasn't me. It was a competitor. They had done a free POC, which we are very against, for a large FMCG manufacturing business. The POC yielded a 60 million rand saving. The cost of the solution was going to cost them 10 million, and they said no. So if that can't win business, I don't know what can. My dedication song to that is Beyonce's song, Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It. So if you're serious about it, put a ring on it. You know, don't do the POC thing. Get engaged, get married, and deliver it into production.
100%. When we look back at 2025, there have been so many standout moments for Idian, but I'd love to know from your perspective, what were some of the standout moments for Idian and maybe a bit of the ecosystem integrations as well?
Yeah, so we went into year 2, and those of you who've been involved in startups and have been entrepreneurs in your life will know the term walking the valley of death. For a young business, you walk the valley of death for 3 years, because anything can happen in that 3 years that can make or break the business. So surviving the valley of death, going into year 3 of valley of death was good. We learned a lot. We grew substantially. We also got to have some phenomenal experiences and real challenging ones. But one of the standout moments was being able to close the large piece of work, the large POC, paid for with a large bank that had a failed POC by one of the large consulting houses who went in and tried to deliver something. They failed, unfortunately for them. And what we did learn out of that is, besides the year of the POC, this is a year of cleaning up the reputation of AI. A lot of companies who are traditional software development houses, traditional data businesses, have bolted on AI and haven't had the experience, the battle scars of delivering AI into production, and then have failed. So we've got quite a good story around that, and we're able to now do a bit of cleanup and deliver these POCs into production. What's so great about this opportunity is that we'll be able to really see the value, and it stands up really well with ecosystems' core value and what they're able to do as well.
You do that.
Right.
We have people wanting to guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys want to put in the chat what song you would dedicate?
The song that I'm going to dedicate. I'll be shocked if you get it.
I am going to give you guys a minute, and in the meantime, let's see. Oh, Rob says Gangster's Paradise, so that's definitely an option.
Like this.
Anyone else want to give it a bash? Let's see. Maddie has an idea.
I think this is where everyone's music taste would now start to surface.
Heck yeah.
We get to see
Sure.
what we know what Rob listens to now.
Oh yeah, no.
Rob will definitely know this, but if Spotify were using their algorithms to put this together in a music list, that would be very confused. I think I confused Spotify already with all of Lily's weird Mr. Pineapple Head songs, including the stuff I like, but who knows? All right, so song dedication, Little Red Riding Hood by Sam, the Sham, and the Pharaohs. This is more pointed at the charlatans out there. There's a lot of big bad wolves out there. They're dressing up as grannies. They can say they can do AI, but just because they look all innocent and sweet doesn't mean they can deliver.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, like you mentioned, this has been quite an interesting year. I'd love to know if there was anything that surprised you in the market, with our clients, or even internally. I know I had a few internal surprises. Rob, did you want to?
I just want to double check that all of these songs are in Matt's playlist on Spotify.
They will be on the playlist, and we will be sharing them after.
We will definitely share them because there's some practice here.
Yes, collaborative playlists are always fun to do. Okay, then Matt, I'd love to know a little about what's.
I'm pretty surprised. A lot of our clients, some of the big businesses in the territory, have gone through restructures. Now, I would expect restructures and changes to happen because of the kind of technology and what we do and what we're driving. So I do think restructure is going to become a theme naturally, and I think businesses need to build that into their resiliency. But if it was the year of the POC, you shouldn't be restructuring for POCs, right? But there were a lot of big insurance businesses, big banks had massive restructures. Yes, most of them had new chief executives. He comes in with his new broom and he cleans it up and restructures. But it was significant this year and very unsettling. I think the best thing we can do as businesses and an ecosystem is be prepared that this could become the norm. Be prepared that we will need to support these areas and give them the technologies and the support and consulting to handle these restructures so that they can become things that their customers benefit from. So a restructure is always to save costs and money, but let's do it in such a way that the end customer actually benefits from it.
I think we've seen this both locally and internationally being a lot of shift and a lot of changes. I also think we ran an absolute record number of POCs this year. What do you think we learned from them? Like, what's the good, the bad, and maybe, what's going on?
Some dedication to your surprise question. Anyone want to guess the song that I've got for Anene's?
Ooh, before we go.
Change. Jeez, I don't know why I didn't think of that.
What a good choice.
I don't know. Let's see if there's any other guesses. That's a very close guess.
Yes. I mean, it's a very interesting one.
It's a little bit of a giveaway because he said change.
The times are a changing with Bob Dylan.
Another good.
That's also an option.
You're close.
Mm.
Yeah. It's Sam Cooke. A change is gonna come.
Ooh, definitely not one I would have guessed. So let's have a think around the good, the bad, and what we put on our blooper reel. I love the way that you always say, if we don't make mistakes, we're not taking on enough work. I'm curious to hear what we've learned and what we've taken on.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Good, I think, even though there were tons of POCs, customers are realizing that they're not as valuable and useful as they should be, which means there's a good handful of customers understanding they shouldn't be building out tons of POCs and are gearing up to rather build out capability and learning from that capability, using concepts from Agile around MVP and real short stint builds to test the technology, the partnership, and then grow out that capability once they've got comfort that the technology isn't going to destroy their business, isn't going to say funny things to their clients, and the investment's not huge. It's not a POC, it's a project, it's a capability, but it has some real sort of milestones built into it. And I think those customers that are getting there are on the right track. I think the same customers are having to educate their procurement teams. Procurement really don't understand this technology. They don't understand that it needs time to learn. It needs time to show value. You know, I often hear Jay talking about the AI auto magic wand. Procurement sees a value on a POC or something, and in 3 months they want a value. You know, they want success metrics that are quite ridiculous in getting. Yes, and I understand that's pretty much how they are tasked. They're like, cool, we'll buy this from you, but show us the value. It's not the sort of technology that can do that. And that's why an education and a training for procurement teams and people in procurement around the technology is very, very important. The blooper reels, the bad, or the ugly, I ended up in quite a internal political war with a client. I was pushing a deal over the line. I got another consultancy involved who shared some quite tough opinions about the technical area we were working with in the client. I then thought I was being Switzerland and tried to be neutral. That really didn't work. I moved to being the UN and tried to keep the peace, but it looked like I was Italy and swapped sides in the middle of the war. What actually happened was our young business got very well known very quickly in a massive organization, but we've now settled that whole scenario down. We're in a good space. In about 4 or 5 months, I'll tell you if we have won the battle or if we won the war in that one.
Do you guys want to take a guess at what song this could be?
This one's easy.
Yeah.
This one's easy. Not for you young people, but for you older people, if you think about how the question was asked, it's easy.
Any guesses?
I'll give you a clue. There's no lyrics, and the song is often done by whistling.
Maybe let us out of our confusion, because maybe this one's a bit too obscure.
Yeah, Rob, you are really like a machine there. It is.
Your clue was way too like.
A bit too descriptive, I suppose.
Yeah.
Does anybody know there was a movie called that?
It's a Western movie and has heard the good, the bad, and ugly song by Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
You know it's a Western. You're never going to hear the song and all of a sudden Jaws is going to pitch up. So yeah, that's the self-dedication at the skepticism.
The other thing that we also thought of is sort of, what clients maybe misunderstood out the POC process. And what do you think they really should know about?
I think I'll kind of go back to where procurement are really trying so hard to get value out of POCs. Value that you should be getting out of a POC is, does the technology or the solution integrate into my system and play nicely with my data? And is it going to work for us internally? The value shouldn't be, I'm going to convert 27% more sales in 3 months. You're setting it up to fail. So I think the big lesson should be more around, if you're going to do a POC, it's very important for you to test how the technology works. Give it time. Don't give it ridiculous challenges or metrics. When it comes down to building out the real capability, try and have a POC built in such a way that it's not throwaway. It's something that you can continue building on. I think majority, especially working with ecosystem, there is nothing to throw away, right? It's the solutions either integrated and built, and then we're going to scale it and integrate it further, and then expose it to customers. The best way to do it is to try and get it into your customers' hands as quickly as possible. I know it's a worry, and the reason it's a POC is so you don't expose it to customers and let it do silly things with the customer. It won't.
I completely agree with you. I think it's also around the metrics that are being measured needing to be accurate and informed. I'm curious, does anyone want to give it a try and see what the song choice from Matt is for this one?
I'll give you a clue. It's from a movie.
Come on, Rob, it's your time to shine.
Rob,
I can't type fast enough into ChatGPT to get the answer.
Good use of AI. We'll give you a gold star for that one.
Matt, I just wanted to just comment on the POC thing. For some reason, in my LinkedIn feed, every second article is about ROI. It's just become, well, it's like the last couple of days, really. It's like every second article is AI, ROI. And people say, well, is there AI, is there ROI? And like when at the dinner we had a couple of weeks ago with Jay, everybody's trying to work it out in months, in rands and in dollars and cents for the project that you're doing. But what they're forgetting to take into account is the learning that you get from any intelligence endeavor. And as long as you can ascribe some value to that, I think a lot of those AI projects, 95% of projects are failing, but what they've failed to take into account is how much learning they've actually acquired and how much knowledge those companies have actually acquired so that they can build on that in the future. Because if you don't do it because you didn't get a 30% increase, you're not going to get that knowledge. So how else are we going to get that knowledge? You can either get it through waiting and letting your competitors, or you can do a project, get some learning and move forward.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. I mean, if we go back in time, did we do these sort of things when the internet was introduced or when cloud was introduced? Were we chasing ROI so heavily? With cloud, the ROI isn't completely proven there either yet. There's certainly massive value by having cloud providers and having, being able to pull services and the elasticity and flexibility around cloud.
Well, Matt, we can ask Brian that question when the internet was found, because he was around when the internet was found. Unlike what Madison thinks that I started work in the 70s, Brian actually did, and he was there before the internet started.
Yeah, I love you too, Rob. And I've also got a joke that I could tell you, but I'm not going to share it.
Ultimately, when we think about this, it's an iterative process. Any type of learning, any type of technology takes iteration, and people forget that AI also is an iterative process. It's not the end product. And if they don't get their models trained, it's not going to work out. When we think of the data and exposing your clients to data, the fact that some of our banks are so staunchly against having data exposed is a testament to this resistance to experimentation. But yeah, I am curious, what was our song?
I forgot the question already.
The question was, what do clients misunderstand about POC?
So it's probably misunderstood by Missy Elliott or something like that.
Of course.
I'm just giving you creds or street cred for hip hop.
The song is from a movie. And there's a story behind this because I've actually spoken about this before, and I think I've even said it to one or two clients. The score from the movie is by James Horner, and it's Field of Dreams. Those of you who saw Field of Dreams and knew the famous line from that movie was, "Build it and they will come." I'm not going to tell you about the movie because if I explain it to you, it's quite a weird movie. It was brilliant. It was a brilliant movie. After all these headaches and POCs, we will end up building AI capability, and we will end up exposing it to our clients, and our clients will start using it, and there'll be frustrations and there'll be irritations, but it will work and it will scale and carry on. So my message is in the song is actually build it and they'll come.
So maybe before we move off that, I know we've been quite pedantic. The concept of artificial intelligence or machine learning has been proved. I mean, you just have to look at your predictive text on your email or your mobile device. The concept is proven. Now we want to prove how much money we're going to generate for you so that you can allocate the correct amount of budget. And that requires a project, which is fine, just as long as there's enough value on both sides to do a project.
100%. I think a big theme for us this year was really around helping our clients be better for their customers, and that value needs to be served. I think Matt infamously said, because people deserve better, and that's why we do this. Maybe on your side, Matt, what sort of progress stood out to you when it comes to this value creation cycle?
So this really talks to our why. We had a journey where we found our why. It was awesome. We followed Simon Sinek's starting with why, and we ended up with, we exist to transform how our clients serve their customers. We already were doing this. We partner with the ecosystem because they wholeheartedly embrace that why. They can do our why on steroids. If you think about it, you've never seen a technology that can transform their clients' customers. I know this is going to sound like a pitch, but by understanding your customers using behavioral science, not just their demographics, spend, and a life stage, but their actual behavior, and then augment that with the power of machine learning so that when your clients, data analysts, and people looking at the insights are sleeping, the machine learning is doing its work. And let's throw in some real time for good measure. So in the moment, you are understanding behavior. We couldn't get a better service to a customer in the moment than that. And for me, that's a huge thing. You know, yes, let's go and chase the sales. Let's go and chase all of the bits and pieces that AI can give you. But if you spend a little bit of time and get to know your customer, those sales will come.
Yeah.
Because you'll be selling them the right product. You'll be talking to them at the right time. You'll be able to retain them because you're also not trying to sell to them, and you're just trying to give them great service. And you care about what they care about.
I think it's one of those absolutely essential things to understand your customer and how they're going to interact. Do you guys want to take a guess for our song choice for this one?
Got to have why in the title. I just feel it must.
Oh gosh,
Not.
I know.
That's a real romantic song. I think it was the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah. I might not have put the original singer. It might be the original singer, but it's a song everyone knows.
It is very famous. And it's not Backstreet Boys. It's not quite what I thought.
Any others?
I think that's it. Do you want to tell us, Matt?
If you don't know me by now.
So
it's for all of the customers that are just selling. Get to know your customer, and then the sales will come.
Understand the need, and then you can go from there. I know that typically we engage a lot with business, but I know this year both Xian and Ecosystem really stepped into the tech and data community, whether it was having technical meetups, these sorts of sessions, supporting local talent, and you guys attending conferences. I'd love to know what changed. What went from business to tech?
So, I mean, we are still constantly, and I'll always go and talk to business and always drive value with business because we're in business to solve business problems. But we're also selling technical tools that aren't used by business people. We're the business of techies and great leaders. And the one thing that you'll know about techies is they don't like to be told what tools they should use for their job. This is a great way to get them exposure to a platform like Ecosystem and give the guys on the ground the understanding of what it can do for them and how it can actually make their lives so much better. By the time business comes to them and says, listen, we are going to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to do hyper-personalization for the loyalty program, and we are going to use Ecosystem. They're going to be like, hell yes. We've used it. We love it. It's a lot easier than trying to force somebody to use something they don't know. So it's balancing all the stakeholders for a good experience. I think it's worked pretty well. It's always tricky with when techies have their AWS t-shirts on or their Azure t-shirts on, doing something unique that can really deliver value. There's a lot of selling and warming them up to it. And we've done that through getting involved in events like DataConf. It's a community event, 150 odd data engineers, data scientists, machine learning engineers. We're not running around trying to sell to customers in an event like that. We're hanging out with people that are doing this work day in, day out, talking about their challenges and being able to show them the art of the possible. And last year we were a sponsor, this year we were a sponsor, and we brought them the best speaker that they've ever had. It was Jay that opened the event for them this year, which was awesome.
I think it's definitely the sort of thing where community drives engagement, it drives all of the momentum forward. And when you see the amount of investment that happens in these community events and the successes that come out of them, you start realizing why companies want to have these sorts of networks and be part of this journey. If we think about 2025 as a warm-up and the headline being 2026, I really want to know what is next for Idian and for the team, and what does 2026 look like for us?
Our CTO, Zach, is going to be very proud of me. I'm going to talk about Pareto's Law 80-20. He lives by it. I think he lives by it because he only gets 20% sleep and the rest of the time working. We are going to be far more focused on customers that are aligned to our why, customers that really want to serve their clients, that want to build capability, that understand the technology, not go into 40,000 POCs, and are actually building the technology to create capability and scale in their business, as opposed to chasing stupid numbers like 27% sales conversion in 3 months. Unfortunately, my bank is one of those. Let me correct you. My business bank is on the good list. Let's talk about Christmas. My business bank's on the good list, and they're building this out, and we're working with ecosystem to build out capability. My bank is on the bad list, and they're the ones who want 27% conversion in 3 months. It's really hard not to focus too hard on convincing them that that's the way to build out their AI capability, or I'm going to find another bank.
Yeah, 100%. It always makes me think of how easy it could be to deliver things and how people can be so resistant to change. But it's been an amazing year. We're so fortunate to be where we are. Before we wrap up,
my song dedication.
Yeah, that's what we need to know. Is what was the
song dedication for next year, for 2026?
Yes.
Rob, this is also from your time. I can imagine you singing it to some girl on a dance floor. I really could imagine girl on a floor. Guess what Rob sings to girls on dance floors when he was around. He was probably about 16, 17, because Rob is a similar age to me.
Oh. Any guesses, team?
Would that have been in the 70s or the 80s?
The 80s, I think.
Yeah, it was actually in the 90s.
Ooh.
Is that what you're going to be singing to girls on the dance floor?
If I wasn't tone deaf and cannot hold a tune at all, I like that song, and it's probably the most difficult song to sing.
We got to do karaoke, Bob. I want to hear you sing.
Yeah, I like the songs that are maybe 3-chord songs with a massively long chorus that everybody else has to.
Ooh, Jace. Oh, dang. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Jace.
You said the 90s.
I mean, that is a valid point.
It's I Love Your Smile by Shanice. And the essence of it is we just want to work with clients that want to see their customers smile, not their money.
I think it's been an adventure. And thank you so much, Matt, and all of you for being here today and for being so open and candid about this journey.